Welcome to Course 201, Speaking 1. It's the first lesson of this course. The course is called The PoppSensei Way, a 4-skills natural approach to learning English. When I say natural, what I want to do, and what I hope you want to do after taking our mindset course, is get away from the textbook Take a Test English and begin to use all 4 skills of the language to learn it as naturally as we learned our first language. I have an example here of how you were taught, probably, in your school to greet in English. How are you? Fine, thank you, and you? Now, this is fine, and like the grammar devil, it's the most polite way to greet someone in English. But very quickly with Americans, Canadians, Australians, and everybody not from London, we drop this. We don't normally speak this way to someone we know. This is the polite thing to say when you're first meeting somebody, or if you're meeting them in a business context. How are you? Fine, thank you. And you? The problem comes when you meet that person for the next time and they don't say, how are you? And your response of fine, thank you, and you seems not friendly, not open. It's the most polite thing to say. Let's take a look at some other things we say. So as you can see, we've added a few more ways in which to ask the question or answer the question when you're greeting somebody. Here's our how are you, fine, thank you, and you. There are many different questions we ask when we begin to greet somebody. How's it going? How are you doing? How have you been? You'll hear these, watch for them in videos. You'll see them in movies all the time. In the same way, there are many ways we answer those questions as they change. Great, I'm going to Hawaii. Pretty good, how about you? Good, how about you? Okay, how about you? Not so good. I caught a cold. How about you? Although, with the not so good and the great, we tend to not ask the question back because we're going to add more information. Our friends are going to react to that, right? So it'll be, great, I'm going to Hawaii. And the other person probably is going to say, wow, when are you going? Something like that. Not so good. I caught a cold. Oh, my friend caught a cold too. It seems to be going around, right? Think about it. In your own language, when you're meeting your friends, do you always say exactly the same thing? How are you? Fine, thank you, and you? No, right? Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Something along those lines. You do that naturally in your own language, and we need to begin to do that naturally and understand that once we know somebody and we've met them and this most polite way isn't appropriate, we're going to start hearing these different ways of greeting someone, and we need to build our repertoire of responses. Again, remember, when you say not so good, there needs to be a reason. Or great. There needs to be something. You can't just say, great, and you? Great, and how about you? That person's going to be stunned and great, what's going on? You know, that kind of thing. So, as you practice these things, you want to keep in mind that if you go to great, you're in this fantastic mood, you're feeling wonderful, there needs to be a reason. Same thing if you're not so good. Why? Provide a reason to someone. Otherwise, you're going to sound really strange. Not so good. How about you? Oh, what's going on? Right? Because the question is the same, isn't it? It's how. How's it going? How are you? How are you doing? How have you been? How is a question that's asked, and we look inside. I'm good, right? Or gosh, I'm so happy I can hardly stand it, right? We're looking inside and then we're sharing what we're feeling with that person. And that'll help you kind of remember that this is the formal thing the first time. But when you know the person, you're going to get different greetings and you're going to respond differently when it's a friend, when it's somebody you know.